Is it a fish? Is it a submarine? No, it's Super Range Rover just getting on with the job. Though the tough Turks managed to drive out, others found the going tougher. The French, last year's winners but lying only 11th overall, make the laborious climb out of a valley. Veterans of the notorious Paris-Dakar Rally say the desert raid is a piece of cake compared to the difficulties of the Camel Trophy. If the rivers are too wide or too deep to drive through, there's always a bridge to be built. For some, that's an excuse to cool off in the water. But mostly, it's just more hard work. Crews scavenge the countryside for materials to help improvise yet another do-it-yourself crossing point. It's amazing what you can do with a few local timbers and a couple of prefabricated sections. Teamwork is all important, and everyone pitches in to lend a hand. The Turks are the first to inch their way over. At times like these, you just have to have faith in the bridge builders. After all, you were probably one of them. This might be a bit high. There's still more work to be done. Fine-tuning before the rest make it across.
We don't drop it. With the nail. Do not drop it, yes. Very
But eventually the job's done and everyone is safely through. As well as the 14 participating cars, there are 7 extra vehicles on the Camel Trophy, including the medical truck with Dr. Roland Collet in charge. This is definitely a case of doctor in trouble. With his Land Rover stuck fast, the good doctor needs a double winch to get free. One from the front and another sideways winch to prevent the vehicle tipping over. Another operation successfully performed. One more river to cross. This time it's the Japanese who are pioneers making the first crossing. Special Task 4 is another map reading and navigation exercise.
Nambo.
And the Dutch take the chance to study the route.
Dan ja, gaat het erom of we deze weg moeten pakken en zo terug.
Meanwhile, the Spaniards have picked up their own mosquito clearing machine. It's a tame chameleon, and it's on the prowl. This time, the teams have to negotiate their way around a swamp without using winches or ladders, all within a time limit of 2 hours. The Italians look confident and eventually tie for third place with Holland and the United Kingdom. The correct distance travelled for the test should have been 10.7 kilometres, and there's a tie for first place with both America and the Canary Islands only 150 metres adrift. The countryside is awesome in its magnificent splendour. Even in the rain, the beauty of Madagascar shines through. Our intrepid adventurers roll onwards over the green and verdant plains. On towards their next test of skill, speed and ingenuity. The hill climb.
All right, the objective is to go up to this hill over there, and the arrival is on the left of this car. You will see a flag, and you don't have to stop, you got to go through it, and they will take the time over there. And the man in this time limit of 7 minutes will be ranked last.
How are you going to attempt this next one?
Well, what we thought we'd do is something different. We thought we'd start here and maybe just drive straight up the hill.
Well, we haven't got the full rules yet, so we'll have to nitpick over what's got to be done. As soon as we find out what's got to be done, we're away.
But you're enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
Oh, magic,
great.
magic. Yeah, really good. So it can only get better from what we've heard.
Beats
as
the
well.
hell out of the office.
Yeah.
The British approach to the super steep climb. How are the Americans faring so far?
Pretty good. Not too bad.
Still feel good, but it doesn't mean a whole lot yet with 10 more tests to go. Things change fast with the first place always getting 100 points. So just have to see what happens.
Yep.
We've got a special test going on now, a hill climb. How are you going to attempt that?
Oh, I have no idea until I get there. I
Pedal
don't
to
know.
the metal.
Yeah, that's just about it. I don't know what we're going to have to do exactly, but we'll feel it out.
Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's great. I'm having a lot of fun. I like it, you know, lots of four-wheeling just like at home. And best camping trip I've ever been on.
It's great. It's beautiful country. It's fantastic.
The countryside may be beautiful, but the Americans find the hill climbing tough. They're the last of the finishers. This is how it should be done. The Swiss team of Jean-Pierre Falcy and Daniel Nicolier driving steadily up in second gear to a time 10 seconds faster than their nearest rivals, the Brazilians. 4 teams, the French, German, Spanish and Turkish pairs, all broke differentials during the hill climb and were forced to press on with only two-wheel drive until spares could be flown in to meet the stricken drivers. For the first time in a week, the drivers are able to make some open road progress after 5 days when they averaged just 23 miles a day. In the overall lead are the Italians, who nevertheless have yet to win an individual special task. Mauro Miele and Vincenzo Tosa lead the Americans, Don Floyd and Tom Collins, with the Dutch team of Fons van Urs and Gerrit Damme in third. It looks very much as if the Camel Trophy will be between these 3. But the trophy isn't the only award. There's also the Team Spirit Award, voted on by the drivers themselves. That goes to the team who've contributed most to the spirit of the event. As the teams approach the east coast, the rivers become too wide for even their bridge building skills to be of any help. The chance for a rare moment of rest as the leisurely pontoon ferry makes the crossing. Then it's back on the road again. The wide river crossings result in a delay of nearly 3 days, so the driving goes on late into the night in order to make up for lost time. There are delays caused by mechanical troubles too. The British teamsters Ian Chapman and George B lose a lot of time when their Range Rover breaks a gear linkage. While the rest of the convoy presses on, the Turks stay on with the maintenance truck to give assistance to the beleaguered Brits. But for the moment, the Britons press on, unaware of what the future holds for them. At night, tropical rainstorms make work all the more difficult, but during the days the temperature rarely drops beneath 35 degrees. During the monsoons, which ended only 2 weeks before the trophy train passed through, these trails are simply impassable. Yet another nighttime river crossing in an attempt to get the convoy back on schedule. They've already passed the 1,000-mile mark, and there's still some way to go. Ahead, 2 more special stages, and some of the most tricky terrain on the trip. They haven't yet waved goodbye to the hard going. The Camel Trophy dormitory at dawn, where the 14 teams grab a few hours of rest before the rigours of yet another long and tiring day. Time to talk over what lies in store and pore over the map. This time there's no ferry, so the Camel Trophy trekkers have no alternative but to find their own. The oil drums and timber that make up the QE2 of the Camel Trophy. The raft had to be brought from 5 miles upstream, so to get it to the crossing point, 30 natives were pressed into service to paddle it downstream. No vehicles had crossed the river here in 30 years. There's only room for a single car at a time.
Okay, come on. Straight.
The intrepid British are the first to try out the home-built ferry.